This is the Wheeler Settlement, and this church been here for over 113 years. My name is Johnny Benton, and I am 57 years old. Lived in the neighborhood all my life. And at the end of our street, we got a cemetery that's been there over 100 and some years, 150 years. It got a World War I veterans grave in there, and older people in there. And this neighborhood was known as the Wheeler Settlement, then known as the Wheeler Bradshaw Settlement. I went to Fur High School. They announced it as the Wheeler Settlement. In school, we catch the bus at the end of the street. The boundaries of Wheeler Settlement goes from about where Furrows used to be, right here at Fleming Drive, to all the way to the sewer plant road, to where the Houston sewer plant is, by the park, the dog run and the dog park. Then it ends up at the Greenbow and Normandy. It's 77 acres. Cemetery goes from the last address on Church Street, one lot past it, all the way to Miller Maxey Road, all the way to the sewer plant road. There's overgrowth of trees and everything over it, but it's graves in there. They built the fire station on the cemetery. They know that. The firemen even knew that when they first started staying there. The fire station done sunk 4 feet. They just had to raise up the apparatus, the front part of the cement in front of the apparatus deal, because it was sinking. They had to come in there and raise up the cement where the truck park out of the garage part is. Eli Wheeler Sr. settled this neighborhood, and it's been called the Wheeler Settlement over 100 some odd years. And my auntie was married to his son. And we've been down here since 1930, I'm gonna say about 1938, 39. My mama and my daddy, my mama, at first my grandfather and my grandmother moved here. And my mama grew up from when she was 12, 13 years old, till she died here. And when she was 86, 87 years old. We moved away and came back.
The Bradshaws, my stepfather, they've been down here for forever too, though. You know, so that's why, like I said, I thought like Nancy Bradshaw gave him the cemetery and the church property. You know, most of the land was Bradshaw and Wheeler. Everything. Yeah.
And then this church been here. We grew up little kids going in this church. I had a key map.
I seen it in the 90s. I was driving trucks from when I used to show Bradshaw Wheeler Cemetery on there. That was in the 90s.
In the 90s, and you get the key maps over there on West Alabama Street. And the one I had was a 1977 key map, because I mowed yards all over Houston and stuff. And it had on there Wheeler Settlement and Bradshaw Wheeler Cemetery.
I've seen it in the 90s.
And it was on the key maps all the way up until about 2000. And you can even look in historical books, and it says it. The city of Houston published them in libraries. It's in the Library of Congress. You can order it on the internet, and it shows you this here neighborhood on there. There's about 15 or 20 of us still down here, but back in the days, it was over 150 kids and then over a good 100 grown-ups. It used to be houses everywhere. They just now paved this road in the last 15 years. We used to have a dirt road you have to walk down and be mud up to your ankles and up to your knees. They just now paved this road. And we were trying to get it paved and get water in this neighborhood since way back when. I'm finna show you something. Over by River Oaks, they call it Midtown. It used to be a neighborhood just like this. And it didn't have water in the neighborhood. I used to deliver paperwork for a bank there. And I mean, it was like houses with no flow, dirt flow, artesian wells. And then all of a sudden they come in there and they try to name it 4th Ward and Midtown now. But that's where all the slaves and black people used to go work at the big nice houses in River Oaks. I couldn't believe it. They sent me there to serve some paperwork to evict some people off their property at a bank I worked at. And I thought I had done stepped back in time.
Was that in Freemanstown?
Freemanstown is over there by West Gray. It's on this end of River Oaks, between downtown and River Oaks. And they done developed it up with all kind of little cafes and stuff. And it was just a rundown black neighborhood, just like if you looked at Roots or Cicely Tyson or something. It was a rundown neighborhood with wood floors and raggedy houses and big old windows that, the big old 32 by 32 wood satch windows and dirt floors. The houses, hey man, I thought I was done step back in time. And I had a hard time finding it. And I said, man, I couldn't believe this. And then nowadays they call it Midtown and done developed it up and ran people out from over there. Same way they doing over there on I call it Hirsch Road or Scott. They tore up a lot of people's houses, shotgun houses, to develop it up better for that train to go through there, and for they want to redevelop it with all them lots. They literally just coming in anywhere. It's like a land grab to me. It's just like, okay, they'll come here and say, well, you got these many tracts of land, then all of a sudden the city want to say that this tract of your land ain't been paid for on taxes, but you've been paying taxes on it for 100 years, as long as you've been down here. And then all of a sudden they want all this land to develop it up and stuff like, if we back in time, we ain't back in time. This is our life and this is our paradise where we live in.
What you want people to know about Wheeler? Like, what's the one thing you want people to know about Wheeler?
This is a
settlement?
residential area. It wasn't no commercial area. This has been a residential area long as I've been here, long as my mama, my grandfather have been here. All of us, some of us, we could go find pictures and stuff. That this has been a residential area, not no commercial area with all these trucks turning in here.
So trucks turn down here?
There's 2 truck lots down there, and when you at the stop sign, they'll make you back up when you leave right now. They turn it in every 5 minutes. It's a yellow fence, and then it's the green house right here. They got a lot of commercial trucks, and the city man been coming there trying to catch the man that own this one here, because he track a lot of mud and dirt on the road and don't try to clean the street up. The other guy, the city done put him in jail for 10 or 15 years, Joe Guzman.
Why they put him in jail?
Stealing a stolen city property and all kinds of stuff.
What she say? She said
It's for real. It's the truth. This is the untold story.
I know.
This is the stuff that goes on. When you get ready to go out the street, look for the cemetery again, and watch how many 18-wheelers turn in there. When you sit there for about 30 minutes, you'll just say, that man wasn't lying. He said, them trucks turned in here and you got to back up. You can't even get out the street, because if you're going to turn left, they blocking your view for you can't turn left when they stopped out there on Maxey Road. So they're going to make you back up so they can swing wide and turn in here.
Well, people, they gave up their land.
They sold their land and people built.
That's how they got it,
And now the city trying to charge us commercial. Our taxes went from $600 to $900. And it's going up higher than that. There's a whole lot of stuff you don't see even since that flood. The smaller neighborhoods, they ain't really doing nothing for nobody. From Fifth Ward to neighborhoods like this, they really don't. It's 6 weeks, 7 weeks after the flood, somebody come by here the other day trying to give away toothpaste and toilet paper. But when the flood really happened, then nobody come on the street. Everybody was flooded across the street. They had 10, 12 feet of water. You could get your power boat and go over there and pick people up out of the house. It was 12, 14 feet of water across the street. On this side of the street, it was people standing up here looking over there at their apartment up on 8 foot of water. But when it don't flood here, it's undeveloped. Water soak into the ground. You get to knocking down these trees and stuff, next thing you know, it's gonna flood. And that's, and then if you ever be down here with a survey crew, I'm gonna point at this here thing. You see the apex of this here stairway in the wheelchair ramp? See how tall it is? Now see how low it is at this post right here? That's how the bow is to this lane. We standing up on a mountain and the bow's down that way. You get tired walking to the bow. You walk down there, you run down there. On the way back, you're gonna stop and take a break 2 or 3 times. That's how steep a grade of this land is to the bow. So, until you walk down there behind this church or anywhere you cut a trail to that bow, you would not really notice that this is like BFI land for you.
Old members in there too.
There's a lot of elderly members, like one dude called his mama, she about 76, and then Miss Earlene is about 87, and then Miss Lilyvale is about 75,
You only catch them on a Sunday, Ken.
Nah, we just see them at the grocery stores. If something go wrong, they call us. We go there in a heartbeat. They just live in a different neighborhood.
Really?
And you know that we call them Miss Lilyville. We don't call them by no first name.
Yes.
It's a lot of like bears. All of them up in the East pretty good too.
Yeah. It's a lot of people come here that's in the 70s and the 80s. And the younger generation is like us in the 50s and 60s. And then you got people under us. The preacher ain't number 30 years old. And his wife is one of the people from down here, granddaughter.